of Ghana. He's in the all-red, fighting out of the red corner. And out of the blue corner, his opponent, Christopher Johnson from Canada.
Box.
Joseph Laye in the all-red, 24-year-old prison officer from Accra in Ghana.
Chris Johnson, he's just 18, a very young lad. He is the Canadian champion. He comes from Kitchener, Ontario.
Laye, a good puncher, very, very tough, as all the Africans have been. He's going to give Chris Johnson a very tough bout, I think.
Chris Johnson is a very correct boxer and a good kid of punches, but it'll be interesting to see whether he's going to be strong enough to withstand the non-stop pressure that this Ghanaian will put on him.
Johnson has showed he's got all-round skills and boxing ability and also power, but does tend to fail a little bit towards the end of the second and third rounds, particularly when he's under pressure.
And that's certainly what's going to happen with Laye. He's going to keep the pressure on him. That's Johnson who's taking the attack up to the Ghanaian.
Chris Johnson, an earlier winner over Australia's Greg Ward in a sensational fight. Johnson starting very well and Ward finishing all over the top of Chris Johnson to lose a close decision.
Reasonably tame as we head towards the halfway mark in the first round. Both boys just doing a bit of sorting out.
Both boys a little cautious, I think, waiting to find out how hard the other one bangs.
I think they've both got a pretty fair wallop. These are middleweights, don't forget.
Johnson's shown in prior fights that at 18 he's a real classy boxer, classy mover.
Haven't been many good scoring punches from either boy yet. Most have been taken with gloves or the forearms.
2 minutes gone in round one, and so far, as Bruce said, pretty hard to split between the two of them.
So it's going to be the most punches thrown, scoring punches that is, and that's even difficult. I think that perhaps the problem that Chris Johnson's got is that he's not getting close enough to throw his punches. Laye standing up and making himself a very difficult target indeed. Very quick to skip back. Chris Johnson not on target, but he got a left to the body then. And he comes in with a big right bomb, taken on the glove by Laye.
Laye holds his hands up very well, very tight defence, making Johnson miss widely with the left hook there as he just stepped back.
Chris Johnson's got to slow him down. If he allows Laye to stay up on the balls of his feet, he's going to dance out of range all the time. Then goes Laye himself, but again, he's off target.
Both boys, at the bell for round one, both boys had trouble tagging each other cleanly in that first round, and I would hate to hazard a judge at who the judges would give that one to.
Well, maybe they will score it even and see what happens in the next 2 rounds. Looking at Chris Johnson, the 18-year-old. Sorry, you're not. You're looking at Laye. Laye.
The 24-year-old prison officer from Accra, Ghana.
Just 18 years of age.
Facially, he looks quite a bit like his older brother, Greg. But Greg much more heavily built and much shorter. I think Johnson's unsure of what tactics he should use at the moment, whether he should box at a distance or get up there and go with both hands.
Well, we'll soon find out what the instructions are from the Canadian corner, and if there's going to be any change from the boy from Ghana, Ashieo Laye. A bit of water on the canvas in Laye's corner, being now mopped up. Well, both boys still should be full of puff. That first round wouldn't have taken anything out of either of them.
No, we'll definitely see some more action in the second round.
Interesting, I just noticed Johnson dropping his eyes to the midriff area of Laye, whether that's the direction he's going to aim his attack or not. In it goes the left rip to the body.
Tried the right hand over the top after. Now Johnson opening up with both hands.
And he's punching very hard indeed.
Well, that's what his corner's told him. He's got to get up there and let him go. He wants to take a gold home for Canada.
Back comes Laie, off target. A good left by Chris Johnson. And again, but he misses with the right.
Laie, a very stand-up, straight type of boxer. Good technique, hands held high, good left jab, good right hand.
Left hand there from Chris Johnson. He's certainly outscoring at this stage.
Yep,
big right, and it was around the back of the target area. Chris Johnson looking a lot better in the opening minute of this second round. Left hand that did get through the guard of Laie. And left again. That's good boxing by Johnson.
Good jabbing.
Switches the attack downstairs. A glancing blow. Back comes Laie with a straight left. But Johnson, he knows what he's up to now.
He's got to keep walking up, letting him go with both hands.
First round, a grazing right from Laie, then a straight left.
Well, you see the way Johnson palms the jab of Laie away, and quite often he does nothing. But every time he palms it, he should jab back or slips it. Two jabs and then under a big left hook from Laie.
Oh, big right to the body.
Nice right drive.
Tried with the right uppercut, that one missed.
Showing a better kit of punches, better technique in this second round is Chris Johnson, the 18-year-old from Canada.
2 minutes gone in round two. It looked like the first round was, let me have a look at this guy, I'll work out the tactics, but now I know what I'm doing, you watch me go. Certainly doing very well in this second round is Chris Johnson of Canada.
Boxing very, very well here, Chris Johnson.
Tagged him with a right lead. Laie is cautioned for holding. Big right overhand from Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson looking well on top in the second round. He's worked this guy out, Bruce, no doubt about that. Laie not doing enough. 25 seconds remaining.
That's very soft right from Laie. No power in that. Plenty of power in the punching coming from Chris Johnson. Oh, a big right hand from Johnson, and he comes back to left again.
Two good left hooks. His corner calls out 10 seconds to go. Come on, Chris.
He has certainly had a very, very good second round indeed. He's outscored Laie 2 or 3 to 1. He's a happier boy now. A good round for Chris Johnson of Canada.
Chris Johnson in the corner, looking very relaxed.
Even his handlers look a lot more confident, Barry.
They do, Bruce. I think that he sorted this guy out, Laie. He handled him very well there. He wasn't bothered by any of Laie's punches, and I think he'll go on and dictate in the third round.
There's Laie. Interestingly, he didn't seem to have any power in the few punches he did get through onto Chris Johnson in that round. They certainly didn't trouble Chris Johnson because he just kept powering in, and he was throwing great combinations and varying the attack. He was hooking, he was ripping, he was uppercutting. Really, and every so often, bang went the big right hand.
He's very poised for an 18-year-old, is Chris Johnson.
Here we go, the third and final round of this middleweight final between Ashieo Laie of Ghana, Chris Johnson of Canada, and Chris Johnson opens up with a big left. In he goes. He's going to finish very strongly. Good punching from Chris Johnson. Laie knows he's got to do something this round. What
would Greg Ward be thinking? Our Australian representative who gave Chris Johnson absolute fits, and he drew him in his first fight in the tournament here. So very, very unlucky Greg Ward, because he had Chris Johnson in all sorts of trouble in the third and final round to finish right over the top of him.
Right now it's Chris Johnson who has really got all the power, and he's really dealing out some punishment to this boy from Ghana. Big left hand to the body. Laie doesn't know what to do, bro.
No, Johnson looking the goods. Coming up 1 minute gone in round 3. Johnson on his way to gold for Canada.
Left hand lead, tagged him. Another one on the way through. Laie tries the right uppercut. It didn't quite connect. Back comes Johnson. Solid punching. They've taken on the forearm. That jab just got through.
Johnson's got him there. He should work now. He's got the strength to pin Laie against the ropes and cut loose with both hands. Yes.
Laie just doesn't seem to be able to do anything with this onslaught coming from Chris Johnson of Canada.
I don't think he's got the speed to handle Johnson, Bruce. You know, he just can't put his
left
punches
hand
together
got through
fast
from Johnson
enough.
again.
Oh.
That was a left from Laie, but back comes Johnson. There's no power in Laie's punching.
And Johnson looking good.
Caution for a shoulder from Johnson. He looks up the clock. Yes, you've got just over a minute to go, Chris Johnson, and your gold medal is yours if you keep going like this.
That's for sure. Oh, nice little uppercut by Laie. Good left hook and right hand by Johnson. Oh!
And a big right hand from Johnson. Laie, well, how's he taking it and still punching? The right hand's going again and again.
He's tough, but Chris Johnson looking great in this third round.
Laie trying to come back. He knows he's got to try and do something, but he's not doing enough. He's not able to do enough. Johnson gets him with another right.
Johnson tiring. He's tiring, Johnson, but he's still done enough in my book. All he's got to do is just carry on this third round. He'll get the decision.
He's still body punching. Laie's also very tired.
Looks at the clock. Both boys look at the clock. .25 seconds remaining.
Laie's getting some through, but hasn't done enough all fight.
This is the gold for Canada.
Caution to the Canadian corner. No instructions to your boy during the round. Oh, left from Chris Johnson. He is desperately tired. Caution for spinning. There's only 10 seconds of this bout to go.
Tiring badly, Chris Johnson. But big left hook.
And another right. There's toe-to-toe center ring.
Oh, he's got to get it, Johnson.
It's a Johnson fight. It has to be.
A tough fight. A good performance by Chris Johnson from Canada.
We think Chris Johnson, after a very close first round, has taken round 2 and round 3 and the gold medal. Back in a moment.
The winner, Christopher Johnson.
Chris Johnson gets it. Yes, and he's got El Hassan of Ghana fighting out of the blue corner. And his opponent, the local hero, Michael Kenny of New Zealand. The first round of the super heavies, the big boys of boxing.
Michael Kenny got to get on the bike and move around because El Hassan, very dangerous, Bruce, in the opening round. And he's a giant of a man, is Liadi El Hassan.
Well, we saw in the last fight, Douglas of Northern Ireland was on top of El Hassan when the fight was stopped because of a very nasty cut to the Northern Ireland boy's eye, but he was fighting him up close. He got inside the big bloke who wasn't able to let the giant bombs go. Now, Michael Kenny is a totally different sort of boxer. He is, in fact, a boxer.
He doesn't want to get nailed by this giant. These two men, Michael Kenny's about 6'5", and El Hassan's got to have a couple of inches on him, so there are a couple of giants up there tonight.
1 minute gone in the opening round. Both boys. Caution to the Ghanan corner.
Michael Kenny boxed very well in an earlier bout to beat McCormick from Wales. He used the ring well and landed well with both hands. And he also had a points victory over Vernon Linklater, the human beer barrel from Canada.
But you can see that El Hassan is just waiting on the big bomb. So that's a good left hand coming from Michael Kenny. Of course, this is very much a New Zealand house. Would they love to see their boy do well?
El Hassan has shown in previous bouts, he hasn't used it yet, but he has got a very dangerous uppercut with both hands.
We also saw in that bout against Douglas of Northern Ireland that he does tire rather badly in the latter rounds.
Yes, he likes to try and land the big ones. He hasn't tried it yet this round, but I think they'll come.
Well, good left and right by Michael Kenny. He's beating the big bloke to the punch so far.
Crowd chanting Kiwi, Kiwi.
Trying to stare, goes the big left from Hassan. Hit the breeze, but in goes Michael Kenny.
Michael Kenny looking good in this first round.
He is beating El Hassan to the punch. El Hassan waiting to throw the big ones. Here it comes.
Oh, lucky that missed.
I'll say it would have landed in about row Z.
Good
Kenny's in there. Kenny's doing well. The crowd loving it.
Oh, good punching by Michael Kenny with both hands.
20 seconds to go in round one. Michael Kenny's got the better of this first round.
For sure. He's on top in this round one.
He's got to stay away from the big right hand, though, of Al Hassan. Going in left and right.
Oh.
Good left hand from Michael Kenny.
He's wobbled Al Hassan. He wobbled him, Bruce.
We saw the Douglas of Northern Ireland do that in the semi-final. There's the end of round one. Give it to Michael Kenny. And the crowd love it.
Al Hassan patting him on the back. Patting Michael Kenny on the back as he went to his corner as if to say, you won that one, mate.
Well, 2 rounds of boxing to go. There's the corner of Michael Kenny, the New Zealand hero. Wouldn't they love to see him take out this fight? Against the absolute giant from Ghana, Liadi Al Hassan. Kenny, as we've noticed in all fights, he's so big that he has to have an ordinary chair put in the corner for him. The ring stool is far too low and too small, whereas Al Hassan on the other account, he doesn't bother, he just stands. There's good punching. 2 lefts got through by Michael Kenny.
That he's shown in the first round, Michael Kenny, that he can shake up Al Hassan with his punching power. Now, I'm sure Al Hassan can do the same, but let's just hope he doesn't connect cleanly on Michael Kenny's jaw.
Second round of this super heavyweight final between Michael Kenny of New Zealand and Liadi Al Hassan of Ghana. Michael Kenny taking the points in the first round according to our scorecard. The chant goes up for Kiwi.
Oh, he's a good boxer, Michael Kenny.
If he can stay away from the right hand, because that looks like all Al Hassan is trying to throw at this stage. He's waiting his moment. He hasn't been able to get it away with it yet. Jabbing now. Kenny, for a big boy, he is a very classy boxer indeed.
He's a very educated man, Michael Kenny. I've read in the local papers. I think it's a Bachelor of Science that he's got. And he boxes like a man with brains.
Oh, good left hand from Kenny. The crowd go mad.
Spray flies off the head of Liadi Al Hassan, the giant Ghanaian.
Kenny trying to chase him around the ring, but Al Hassan is pretty nippy himself on his feet for a big fight. There goes the right hand, but he's ducked it every time. He's got to keep doing it. Left hand in the face from Al Hassan. Oh, great right hand from Kenny. He's chasing him.
His legs backward again. Al Hassan's legs went wobbly momentarily there again. He doesn't take a shot too well, the giant from Ghana.
A caution from the referee, Mr. Henry from Scotland, to the Ghanaian's corner. No coaching during the round. No instructions to your boxer, please.
The Ghanaian not doing much this round. He's just standing there in front of Kenny, trying to wait for that big bomb.
Into the last half of round 2. Michael Kenny switches his attack to the body. He's prowling. He's beating Al Hassan to the punch. A slapping right, slapping left then from Kenny to the jaw of Al Hassan. In he goes, a right over the top.
Left
Had him off balance more than power. Kenny ducking very low.
Kenny landing all the scoring punches.
The Ghanaian comes back with a couple of left jabs, not a great deal of power in them. Watch the right. It was cocked and ready.
He's starting to get angry, I think, Bruce.
Into the last minute. There goes the right. Kenny's well inside it, though.
Kenny keeping his cool well with 40 seconds remaining in round 2. Another round clearly to Michael Kenny.
Al Hassan looking frustrated. He hasn't been able to get away with that right. Kenny's beating him to the punch with the left hand. This is a good performance by Michael Kenny of New Zealand, as long as he can keep away from the damaging blows of Al Hassan.
Boxing a very clever fight.
He said he went in there with a very definite set of tactics, and it's working. And there's the left. He ducks under the big right hand and slops him with a left hook. The right uppercut attempted by Al Hassan, but it didn't do any damage.
5 seconds to go in round 2. Michael Kenny looking good for New Zealand.
The end of round 2. Michael Kenny must be ahead on points. In Al Hassan's corner, they do look a little concerned.
Well, Al Hassan has got to knock Michael Kenny out or do some real big stuff in the third round to have any chance, I think, of getting this decision. And he's got the power to knock Kenny out if he can nail him cleanly, but so far he's been frustrated.
Michael Kenny is boxing extremely well. Every time that right hand has been thrown, Michael Kenny has been able to get away with it. He's had taken a few lefts to the face, but he parries that left beautifully, comes back with a right over the top.
Michael Kenny has got a tiny, tiny nick under his, I think it's his right eye. Yeah, it's his right eye, and it's not going to bother him.
I think that was from the previous fight, in fact.
I think it was. It's reopened, I think.
The third and final round of the super heavyweight final between Michael Kenny of New Zealand and Liadi Al Hussein of Ghana.
Are we going to see a gold medal, a boxing gold medal for the big Kiwi? It looks that way at the moment.
Well, Al Hussein... that was a nice gesture by Al Hussein. He did swing him down, but he very quickly was there to help Kenny up off the canvas.
Didn't seem to have any trouble picking him up either.
Now, Al Hussein decided he's going to go all out.
Well, it's his only chance. He's got to knock Michael Kenny out.
He was holding and trying to punch with the right hand, but Kenny comes back strongly. He's boxing very cleverly, Michael Kenny. Just on 30 seconds gone of the final round.
The Ghanaian must score a knockout.
He's trying with that left hand. Back comes Kenny. There's the right uppercut. The Ghanaian absolutely frustrated. Kenny is got the tactics worked out, and he's going to plan. The chant is going up. The crowd know he's on top.
Al Hassan's only chance is a knockout. I don't think he's going to catch Michael Kenny. Michael Kenny moving well, tying him up in close.
There's a minute gone of the last round. There's the big bomb coming out. He's trying to load it again. All Kenny has to do is keep boxing. This is becoming a pretty brawling affair. Oh! A right uppercut on the break. And the crowd hate it.
Oh, it's already landed, though.
Oh, has it done any damage? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Michael Kenny's head went back with it, but he pulled back from it rapidly.
Coming up to a minute and a half. That's all he's got going for him now is the big right hand. Kenny just has got to dance and box.
Kenny getting sloppy.
Al Hassan puts him in a headlock.
Michael Kenny's got to make it a little bit sharper to impress the judge. He's getting a bit sloppy in the third round.
Both boys looking a bit tired. The crowd trying to chant to get him on. No, there was a slamming left hand. It may have scored.
That was a good left from Al Hassan. Doing more in the third round, Al Hassan.
The Ghanaian boys' corner tell him, get into it. They know he's behind on points. He hasn't done enough in this round to negate the points lead that Kenny has in the first two rounds. Kenny scoring left and right.
1 minute to go in round 3. Are we looking at a gold medal for New Zealand in the super heavyweight division?
It's looking certainly like that, Barry. The Kiwi being chanted on by this crowd. They want to see their own boy pick up a gold medal. It would be the first New Zealand gold. A right hand at tagged Al Hassan. You've only got 35 seconds to go, Michael Kenny.
He's nearly there. I'd say he's got to get it, Bruce. Oh.
That one to the back of the head.
Oh, he hasn't read the textbooks. Liadi Al Hassan of Ghana. Oh.
There's the right, he tagged him with it, but it didn't have all the power. It was right at the end of its stretch.
Oh, it's getting real sloppy here.
A cut on the bridge of the nose.
Oh.
Just being wiped away, but there's only 17 seconds to go. That's not going to have any effect on the fight whatsoever. A lot of coaching coming from the Guardian corner at this stage. The referee hasn't seen it. 15 seconds to go. Can Al Hassan land the bomb, or can Michael Kenny last out?
Now
the Guardian is stalking.
8 seconds to go. Michael Kenny should be on his way to gold.
Michael Kenny's got it. The crowd are going mad. He's there. The fight's all over. And the crowd are on their feet. They know that Michael Kenny of New Zealand is the super heavyweight champion of the 14th Commonwealth Games. They know, do the judges.
Yes.
Back to find out. Well, we're just awaiting now on the judges' decision on this super heavyweight final between Michael Kenny of New Zealand and Al Hassan of Ghana. It's a unanimous decision.
The crowd aren't even going to wait for it.
The winner and 14th Commonwealth Games champion, Michael Kenny.
He's got it. He's got it. The crowd are on their feet. They are on their feet. Al Hassan lifts Michael Kenny in a victory salute. And the crowd are delirious. Absolutely delirious. New Zealand have their one and only boxing gold medal. And up goes the champ. Well done, Michael Kenny.
Today, how eager Ronnie Rentz is to mix it. An exciting young man in the ring. Remember, just 19 years of age. At 5'4", however, he gives away 3.5 inches to John Hyland. He's a southpaw. These are bantamweights at 119 pounds, 3 3-minute rounds in amateur boxing. Referee Tumman will have no vote. 3 ringside judges, 1 from each country, and a neutral judge will decide the outcome if this does go the 3-round distance. Right now, they appear very evenly matched into round 2. Ronnie Rentz now coming out with some good scoring blows. The combinations start to work for him. And a caution from the referee to Hyland for dipping his shoulder down as Rentz whips a right into his face again. Blood showing from the nose of John Hyland. That appeared in the first round and continues into the second, midway through now. Ronnie Rentz completed his high school education last year. John Hyland, who's a little bit older, is a butcher in Liverpool, England. Constantly, Rentz backing Hyland around this ring in Reno. Getting the good jab off, following with the right. More good scoring blows, more blood on the face of John Hyland now. And Ronnie Rentz has a loose shoelace that referee Tumman will take care of. You heard him say box. The 3 basic commands are box, stop, and break, the international language of amateur boxing. And the assault continues. Ronnie Rentz getting a wider lead in the second round. A slight edge in the first, but opening things up at the expense of Britain's John Hyland. Rentz hitting him hard and hitting him frequently. It may have taken Ronnie a part of that first round to solve the southpaw style of Hyland, but he has mastered that style now. No problem to him. 25 seconds to go in the second round. The United States favored the day against the combined team from Great Britain and Canada. Not much known about some of these Great Britain boxers, many making their first international appearance. Less than 10 seconds to go in a good second round. In the 119-pound bantamweight class. And there's a standing 8 count late in the round. That's the referee's discretion, that blow hard enough to cause a standing 8 count. And a good right and a left at the bell by round. 2 good rounds for Ronnie Rentz. The second in particular, he chased Hyland all around the ring. The United States already leads 2-0 in this dual meet. Victories by Israel Acosta and Steve McCrory in the lighter weight categories, both by decision. Hyland, who wore the headgear, which is optional for British fighters in the first 2 rounds, has taken it off here in the third. And Ronnie Rentz continues to go headhunting after Hyland. Hyland's game, though, he has stayed right with Rentz toe-to-toe, but Ronnie again succeeds in backing him up around the ring. That was the pattern, certainly, in the first 2 rounds. Good chopping right hand thrown, and that will bring about another 8 count for the referee, Al Tumman of Canada. Late in round 2, Tumman called an 8 count on Hyland. This is second of the bout. 3-in-1 round will end the bout in amateur boxing. In close, Ronnie Rentz very quick with those hands, as you can plainly see. Hand speed, certainly the big factor for Rentz. Blood again appearing on the face of John Hyland from Liverpool, England, into this 3rd round. Blood, too, in the face of Ronnie Rentz of the United States from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Look at the hand speed of Rentz. There will be another count of 8 handed out to John Hyland. the third of the bout and the second of this third round. And Tomlin has had enough. He's seen enough. It sends John Hyland back to his corner to end this bout. Ronnie Rentz all over him, gaining momentum in the second round and really taking it to Hyland here in the third. And the referee stops the contest. Here was the first standing 8 count ordered by the referee Tomlin in this third round. A good stiff right by Ronnie Rentz. Remember, the 8 counts at the discretion of the referee under amateur boxing rules. And this finally stopped it shortly after a second 8 count. With Hyland still coming on, he walked into punches, was left wide open, and that was it. As Rentz wins it, the referee stops the contest, 122. With the U.S. leading 3-0, these are the featherweights. Colin Lynch from Coventry, England. His opponent, the newly crowned U.S. amateur champion of this weight bracket, Andrew Minsker of Milwaukee, Oregon. So they are ready for 3 rounds in the featherweight division. Raleigh Schwartz is the man in the middle, the referee from the United States. Minsker and Lynch. Lynch, winner of a bronze medal at the British Championships this year. And he was talking to Andrew Minsker, and Schwartz cautions him against that. Fighters can't talk to each other, and the corners can't talk to the fighters during a bout of these amateur rules. Minsker defeated Victor Levine in the U.S. Nationals. He's a former Golden Gloves champion and lost to the North American Championships the final to a tough Cuban named Soleil. Andrew Minsker at 21, coming off his national victory, and he backs the English fighter against the ropes as Lynch had to hold on. The Americans very aggressive early on in the action against the Great British and Canadian team. We have not seen the Canadians yet, but the United States has dominated Great Britain so far in this dual boxing meet. Minsker dominating Colin Lynch in the featherweight bout. A quick jab coming out. Overall hand speed, as we mentioned before, one of the big attributes of the Americans, it seems, in this dual meet. Very quick off the mark. Beating the English to the punch. Lynch is 22, Minsker is 21. Born in Portland, now lives in Milwaukee, Oregon. Been boxing since he was 10 years of age. As he told us, he has international experience against England 4 years ago, and he's just 17. Midway in this round, Minsker dominating Colin Lynch. In close, very, very tough on Lynch. Changing his leads, and again, getting there first. Combination after combination fired off by Andrew Minsker. The British fighter unable to get almost a single blow away. Totally on the defense now as he hangs out of the ropes again. Schwartz sending Minsker back to his corner. Having a close look at Colin Lynch on the left. Giving him the full count of 8. Gets to his feet, and Raleigh Schwartz, the British corner, wants him to adjust his mouthpiece. Make sure it's all right to send him back into action. Remember, 3 standing 8 counts or knockdowns in 1 round will end the bout. And Minsker moving in for a second standing count or knockdown at the expense of Colin Lynch here. That time, Raleigh Schwartz stops the action for good, sending Lynch back to his corner. So another victory for the United States. Their 4th in a row against boxers from Great Britain as Andrew Minsker wins the featherweight bout, the time 2:15 of the very first round. The first knockdown happened this way, with Lynch constantly in retreat. The right throw, he turned sideways, and as he backed toward the ropes, took a stiff left hand from Andrew Minsker. Then Raleigh Schwartz, the referee, watching Lynch very, very closely, sees him take more punishment. The right, the left from Andrew Minsker. The uppercut jamming out all over the British fighter, and Schwartz finally stopped the bout. Minsker, the winner in the featherweight class. Equal in the lightweights at 132 pounds. Alex Dixon representing Great Britain from Glasgow, Scotland. Joy Valence of the United States. Dixon is the reigning Scottish amateur champion and the Commonwealth boxing champion in this lightweight class. Valence is from Marysville, Washington, a 19-year-old. Lost to Clifford Gray in the finals of the U.S. Amateur Championships in this weight class. Lost the National Sports Festival to Pernell Whitaker. Gray and Whitaker, two of the top United States Olympic prospects here in the lightweight division. Round one is underway. The referee is Brian Pollard from Great Britain. The United States with an overwhelming 4-0 lead over Great Britain and Canada. Ronnie Rentz and Andrew Minsker stopping their opponents. Steve McCrory and Israel Acosta winning their bouts by decision. The amazing thing about the American team today, they've been so aggressive, they haven't really taken much time to measure their opponent. That's the same story for Joey Balintz here as he lunges out at Alex Dixon. He's a mechanical engineer back in Glasgow, Scotland.
Stop.
Caution for holding against the fighter from Great Britain, Dixon. While the British have had experience in Commonwealth competitions and, of course, at home, not all that many have faced American boxers, so they're encountering a style difference and certainly a difference in aggressiveness as the Americans have taken it to them through 4 bouts so far today. Balintz pounding away at the body of Dixon. Rapid fire delivery by Joey Balintz. He really hasn't hurt Dixon so far. Balintz has been the dominant man in the ring in the early seconds of this, the first round. Scheduled for 3, the lightweight bout, the U.S. versus Great Britain-Canada dual boxing meet here in Reno, Nevada. Midway in the first round now. These bouts mean so much to fighters of all 3 countries, all vying for spots on their national team. A caution again against Dixon from Pollard, the referee. The southpaw Dixon trying to confuse Joey Balintz, lunging out with a jab, trying to follow with his good left hand, and a low head. Caution against Dixon again from the referee as Balintz charges after him. A good left by Dixon, his best of the bout so far. But here comes Balintz again. Rapid fire combinations. The jab scored twice from Dixon following that, however. Joey much the busier of the two as we're getting late in round one. A looping left hand sends Alex Dixon down. Rolling on the canvas here in Reno. Balintz had scored previously, but hadn't really hurt Dixon until then. Now opens up like a windmill going after him. Pollard steps in as Dixon's down for a second time. 20 seconds to go in the first round. A happy Joey Balintz looking in as the referee Pollard takes Dixon back to his corner, and that will be it. Joey Balintz, the winner in the lightweight division at 2:40 of round number 1. And very late in that round, he took it to him. Opening up in the corner with the fighter from Blackton Cup.
This is an
was knocked down by a stunning right hook thrown by Zachary Padilla, the U.S. with a 6-0 lead. Alden Rice getting ready for the second round of the welterweight bout against Wayne Gordon of Canada. Rice, a diminutive battler from Washington, D.C. Gordon from Sackville, Nova Scotia, is the son of the coach of the Canadian national team and had a good first round at the expense of Alden Rice. Gordon, with a 4-inch height advantage and corresponding reach advantage, made it pay off for him in round 1. The referee is Bert Lowe's from Vancouver, Canada. This is the referee you may recall who got in the way of a punch of the North American Championships a year ago and got knocked cold in Las Vegas. Lowe's, the veteran Olympic referee, has been around for years. Alden Rice was pressed into service late because Mark Breland, scheduled to fight Gordon at this weight class, decided to rest his hand after the U.S. Championships, a sore right hand coming from all the bouts that Breland fought to win that title in Colorado Springs. Wayne Gordon was psyched for Breland. Now is taking it out on little Alden Rice. Rice has bronze medals in the U.S. Amateur and Golden Gloves this year, losing to Mark Breland on points in the Nationals. Also lost to Lewis Howard, another good welterweight, in the Golden Gloves to get 3rd place. But here he's got his hands full with Wayne Gordon. reigning Canadian champion. And the runner-up of the North American Championships to Ronnie Essig of the United States. Referee cautioning Alden Rice about a low head. He really hasn't got much choice against a man 4 inches taller. Good combination by Gordon. Down goes Alden Rice. 3 snapping blows sending Rice to the canvas here in the second round. Gordon lunging at Rice, stunned him. Lowe sends him back into action. Gordon comes after him again. And the referee costing Rice for holding. Right now he's trying to hold on and clear the cobwebs. Beckley gamely, but White sends him down again. The second knockdown of the round scored by Wayne Gordon of Canada. And referee Lowe signals no more as he will attend to the fallen Alden Rice. Wayne Gordon at 153 of round 2 has won the welterweight bout for the combined Great Britain-Canada team. The first victory of this dual boxing meet. The United States had a 6-0 lead until this stoppage of Alden Rice by Wayne Gordon. 2 knockdowns, and they came very suddenly in round number 2. The looping right, then the left. A third blow with the right hand of Gordon, and down went Rice for the first time. Barely on his feet, the referee Lowe's watching very carefully to see if Rice was all right. Gordon was all over him again. Teeing off on little Alden Rice, that right hand set him down for the second and last time. So Great Britain on the scoreboard with Canada for the first time. The U.S. leads 6-1 now. Here's one of the most respected amateur boxers in the world today, Sean O'Sullivan from Toronto, Canada, the reigning world light middleweight amateur champion. And here he is, Sean O'Sullivan, a popular figure right here in Reno with that crushing victory of Koshkin to win the World Championship earlier this year. He will oppose Michael Cross of the United States. Cross, a quarterfinalist in the recent Nationals in Colorado Springs. He said that he was not the least bit intimidated by the presence of Sean O'Sullivan. Indicated he would open it up very early and take the action right to Sean. Of course, O'Sullivan renowned as an exciting brawler in the light middleweight division. Reigning world amateur champion. So we have Cross with limited experience internationally against a real good one from Canada. Referee is Raleigh Schwartz of the United States. And indeed, Michael is taking it to Sean O'Sullivan very early. O'Sullivan says he can brawl or he can box. It all depends on how the bout tends to go. We've got some equipment problems with Michael Cross as Schwartz takes him back to the American corner. Michael, just 20 years of age, 5'11", has a 1-inch height advantage over Sean O'Sullivan. He's been boxing 8 years now, since he was 12. O'Sullivan's only been competing 5.5 years, but in that space of time, played the World Cup Championship as he first onto the amateur scene in Montreal in 1981, and has been virtually unstoppable ever since. This combined Canada-Great Britain team with just 1 victory so far, that's scored by Wayne Gordon over Alden Rice. The United States has a 6-1 lead here. And if Cross could beat O'Sullivan, that would clinch the victory in this 12-bout dual boxing meet. But O'Sullivan starts to get to Cross now. First to the body, then the uppercut. Into the hand, and down he goes. A sudden right hand thrown by Sean O'Sullivan. That will be all. A very impressive knockout scored by Sean O'Sullivan of Canada. He destroyed young Michael Cross of the United States, and it came very suddenly as they examine Michael to make sure that he's all right. Looks like he is in the American corner. Cross decided to open things up against O'Sullivan and might have paid the price for that. Sean, coming in with the right hand, the uppercut did much of the damage, and then as Michael Cross tried to back across the ring, took that strong right hand from Sean, down he went. It was all over at 118 of round number 1. One more look now at the devastating right hand thrown by Sean O'Sullivan of Canada. O'Sullivan reinforcing his credentials, world title a couple of weeks ago in Colorado Springs at the expense of Darryl Stubblefield. Against Tyrone Forbes, Forbes, the reigning British amateur champion in this weight class, but a man making his international debut today. In the first round, on came Michael Grogan with devastating power. The southpaw finally got the left hand to work for him. He sent Forbes reeling into a somersault across the ring here in Reno. So a big edge for Michael Grogan in round number 1 as we prepare now for the second round, scheduled for 3, the middleweight bout in Reno. Out they come. Ryan Pollard from Great Britain is the referee. The United States leading this combined team from Canada and Great Britain 6 bouts to 2. Grogan looking for the clincher here at the expense of Tyrone Forbes. Looked like the southpaw style of Michael Grogan confused Forbes through much of that first round. For Michael Grogan, it could be last call at 26. It seems as though he's been around forever and likely to be around for the 88 games. So this could be the big opportunity for Michael Grogan, the florist from Atlanta, Georgia. Very engaging young man who has a menacing left hand when he lets it fly, as Forbes found out in the first round. Forbes extremely wary of Grogan, and perhaps he might be just that after what happened to him in round 1. Giving Michael plenty of space, but the long arms of Grogan go lunging after Tyrone. Bangs away to the body. Forbes felt that. Then he goes to the head. Just missed there with a powerful left hand.
Stop! Stop! Great. Box!
Forbes' best defense appears to be an attempt to keep his head moving away from the blows of Michael Grogan. But he has been in constant retreat since that knockdown in the first round. We're past the midway mark of the second round now. If it does go the distance, 3 ringside judges and not the referee will decide the outcome. But the lack of experience internationally on the part of Forbes showing up more and more in the second round. Grogan's got an 1.5-inch height advantage over Forbes. Much greater hand speed, much more power when he does flick those hands out, especially his good left. Forbes really hasn't done very much except attempt to ward Grogan off in this round as he jams 2 lefts into him. Parks the right jab just beside the head of Forbes. Measuring him very patiently. Grogan appears to be in no hurry to get it over with. He knows he has his man on the run. Getting a little careless there with a looping left hand that missed as Grogan changes the lead on Forbes. Less than 30 seconds to go in the second round. Forbes apparently outclassed, this young man is, from London, England, by Michael Grogan from Atlanta, Georgia. Just the second boxer in history to win 4 consecutive national championships. And the first since virtually the turn of this century. Now Pollard wants to tuck in a loose lace on the glove of Tyrone Forbes. Just 6 seconds to go in the second round. So it looks like Forbes indeed will survive the second after being knocked down here in the first. And he does. Michael Grogan with a good lead in this bout against Forbes, the middleweight match here in Reno. Grogan not as impressive in the second round as he was in the first when he knocked his man down. Nonetheless, he dominated Forbes throughout round 2. He's got a sizable lead, I would imagine, at this stage because Forbes hasn't really done very much. He stung him, but he couldn't take him down a second time. Tied him up along the ropes, scored blow after blow. The left hand, the big weapon of Michael Grogan.
Try to catch him. You need to get rid of
Michael Grogan of Atlanta, Georgia, getting ready for the third round against Tyrone Forbes of London, England. Young man having a very rough international debut at the hands of Grogan from Atlanta, Georgia. A knockdown in the first round and the domination by Grogan in the second round as we're ready now for round number 3. The middleweights are in the center of the ring. Forbes didn't land many blows in round 2, but has decided to take the action of Grogan early. He was entirely on the defense throughout the second round. 4-time national champion Michael Grogan of the United States. Forbes, a 23-year-old, gives away an 1.5 inch advantage in height to Grogan. And a world of experience. Grogan's southpaw style has been tough for Forbes to handle. The United States, with a 6-2 lead in this dual boxing meet against Great Britain and Canada, can clinch the victory if Grogan can defeat Forbes, as it looks as though he will. He's clearly outpointed them so far. He knocked him down in the first round, but failed to take him off his feet in the second round. Wild punches being thrown by Michael Grogan as he goes headhunting now on Tyrone Forbes. Referee Brian Pollard from Great Britain, caution for holding. Grogan with the right hand, waiting to use the left, just came up short there, tagged him a second time with the looping right hand. Low head caution against Michael Grogan from the referee. We're into round 3, the middleweights in Reno, the dual boxing meet, the U.S., Great Britain and Canada. Down goes Forbes. Smashing left hook thrown by Michael Grogan sends him to the canvas here in round number 3. His second knockdown of the bout. The first came back in round 1. And Forbes will continue, the referee watching him very carefully now. Trying to hold on to buy some time. Grogan brings the sharp right up to the head as Forbes grabs him another time. Forbes very wobbly now, keeps on coming. Tries to move around the ring to give himself some distance. There's the good jab by Grogan with the right. He tries to set the left up, just missed with it. Caught him with the second left. Past the midway point of round number 3. Oops. Jamming that left into the body of Tyrone Forbes, the 23-year-old newcomer to international boxing from London, England. Good left. A right by Grogan. He's groggy. Here's another count of 8. A standing count for the referee, Pollard. Forbes in all kinds of trouble against Michael Grogan, but Pollard lets them continue. Looping right misses. Here's the towel for the British corner. They have tossed in the towel wisely, allowing Tyrone Forbes to exit this match. Winner by retirement, 151. Round 3 is Michael Grogan of the United States. And that clinches this dual victory for the United States. In this third round, as a lunging Tyrone Forbes couldn't get to Grogan, he then, on the inside, paid the price. Down he went here in round number 3. He was knocked down earlier in the first in the heavyweight bout of this dual boxing meet. Henry won the sports festival, the Pan Am Trials, then went on to get a silver medal in the Pan American Games in Caracas, Venezuela. Round 1 is underway. DeWitt chose not to compete in those Pan Am Games. What Willie wants to do is cut the ring off for Henry Tillman. Tillman trying to avoid that, but DeWitt, the aggressor, into the early seconds of round number 1. Hollywood stars recently came to Calgary, Canada to help raise money for DeWitt's training program. He's raised more than $61,000 recently on DeWitt's behalf. He is coming off an eye injury about a month ago. Henry Tillman pounding the body of Willie DeWitt, becoming a little more aggressive now as DeWitt had backed him around the ring for the first 30 seconds. For a big man, Willie DeWitt has very fast hands. Takes a right from Tillman after he lunged the right hand into Henry Tillman's body. Henry from Los Angeles, California is 23 years of age, 6'3", about the same height as Willie DeWitt, a 22-year-old from Canada. DeWitt measuring him with that jab he left in Henry's face, failing to connect with the right hand afterwards. Halfway in the first round now, scheduled for 3 in Reno, Nevada. The United States has a victory assured of this dual meet. Henry gets a good blow into the body of Willie DeWitt, into the head. Certainly not intimidated by the presence of this world champion. This is where Henry does not want to be. In the corner or on the ropes. Oh, as he counterpunched, he took one. The referee, Tubman, gets stripped too. And he waves it is all over as he will attend to Henry Tillman, who actually gave a good account of himself against Willie DeWitt for the 2 minutes of ring action that did take place. But as he furiously counterpunched off the ropes, he got zapped by the world amateur heavyweight champion, Willie DeWitt. ring doctor attending to Henry Tillman. He looks to be all right. That's the way DeWitt does win many of his bouts. Either behind on points, struggling, he finally gets his man into a compromising situation. Here, trying to contain him on the ropes. Some good counter-punching by Henry Tillman in a vain attempt to get off those ropes. Then, boom, the right hand. It was all over for Henry Tillman at 2 minutes of round number 1. One more look at the blow by DeWitt that ended this bout. As the referee, Al Tunnan, got all tangled up on the ropes, he went down alongside of Henry Tillman. DeWitt's victory makes the score of the United States 8, the combined team of Great Britain and Canada 3. We've seen some outstanding boxing action here. Don Chevrier saying so long from Reno, Nevada.